Hello, welcome to People in Perspective. My name is Josh Sengstock, and today joining us is going to be George Sengstock Sr. How are you doing?
Very good.
All right, we are going to be talking about getting into a college, graduating from high school, and kind of training to get on with the rest of your life, pretty much. First of all, graduating from high school, what was it like to be in your final days of high school and graduating as a senior?
At the time, it was kind of all fun and games. Most of the classes, we already knew what we were going to get, and so we had a good time.
All right, and coming into senior year, it was also, must have been a difficult time to try and choose a college to go to know what you want to major in and go on with all that. So you went along with what college?
I ended up at Northwestern University.
All right, and you were there for 4 years to train, 5 as an engineer. And training as an engineer, was that tough work? Was it easy?
It started hard, but it became easy after a while.
All right, and then after training, was it like, what kind of special courses did you have to go through?
Well, in industrial engineering, there's a lot of courses in logic, a lot of math, calculus, and what have you. Industrial engineers were efficiency experts, so we did some time and motion studies and things like that.
All right. And then after college, you had to go off and pretty much search for a job. Now, did you know what your ideal job was going to be?
Actually, I didn't have to search for a job. The reason why I was 5 years at Northwestern is because after your sophomore year, you worked every other quarter in industry. And unless you were really bad, you had a job when you got out of college.
All right, and obviously you did a really good job, and
yeah, good enough.
Good enough, and you got into a job, and what did you end up working for?
I was doing, industrial engineering work, which one of the first things I did was rearrange a assembly line for that put together a crawler tractor.
Oh, nice, nice. And then can you tell me, like, what was probably your favorite part about being an engineer, or what kind of?
Well, after about 3 years, I actually switched to being a computer programmer. The IBM had invented a new computer just for business, and business needed all kinds of people who had the logic and what have you to program computers. So that I ended up, my rest of my career was in computers.
That's very interesting. And computers were out and coming when you were much younger. And was it really difficult to try and get used to switching from the industrial to getting into a computer?
No, it's fairly easy.
And you, there was like no retraining that you had to go through. You just
you had to learn a specific programming techniques, but it wasn't too difficult.
Going back to college, you still are very passionate about your college and everything because you're still wearing.
Yes, I still wear the colors of Northwestern. Go to all the football games at home anyway, and I go to my reunions and what have you.
That's very nice. You made a lot of friends in college. Are there some that you don't get to see as much, and you only get to see during the reunions? And
there's quite a few I don't see anymore. When I go to reunions, most of them are fairly new friends, so to speak. I didn't know them when I actually went there. And I didn't start going to reunions until maybe I was out 10, 15 years. So a lot of them were new. One of my closest friends died at the age of 40. So I kind of missed him, but my fraternity that was on campus at the time is no longer there, so they're all spread out all over the place.
Yeah.
So I've made a whole set of new friends.
After college, graduating from high school, is there like any suggestions that you would give to high school students now that would kind of help prepare them for college?
Well, it depends on what you want to be. First of all, I would suggest going into something that when you learn it at college, you go right into it. I'm going to be a little negative here. I had some high school friends that went to college and took history, which is meaningless. I mean, unless you wanted to teach it, but in their case, they didn't want to be teachers. I got into engineering, and like I say, I had a job the minute I graduated, and that's true of a lot of the schools at Northwestern are job schools, so to speak. There's performing arts, which is kind of fascinating. There's a lot of movie stars from Northwestern, but they have a journalism school, a school of music, music education, and so on. They're all vocations. Mm-hmm. Very few people go to Northwestern without knowing what they want to do.
And I guess searching for a college, it's always a really good idea to know what you want to do first.
Yes, it helps.
It's always a very good idea. And Northwestern was also a business college, right?
It has a business school, yes.
Yes, and all sorts of colleges are dealing with different types of categories to set people up for the future. And in high school now, they even have a few classes to kind of help set your mind into that mentality and kind of prepare you. What kind of high school classes did you take before your college classes?
We certainly did not have as many as you probably have to choose from, but physics, a lot of math. I took Latin. It was the only foreign language I ever had. And I was a little disappointed when I got to school that I hadn't taken them. In case of engineering, German or Russian were recommended. I took neither one. But we didn't have as many extracurricular classes, so to speak, as you guys do.
Mm-hmm. And in college, you went to 5 years. Has that changed? Like, do they still need 5 years to graduate?
At my time, the School of Engineering required 5 years for what they call the co-op program. When the gentleman that donated the money to make that possible, when the money ran out, they made it optional. Mm-hmm. So a lot of the people in the School of Engineering only go 4 years. In other words, they probably got a job in the summertime, but that's about it.
All right, that was very interesting. Thank you for coming in. This was People in Perspective. My name is George Sengstock.